Hey class, we're back. We are continuing with our Qing exercises from chapter 4. I'm going to start with 4.2 today. Last week we covered 4.1, so I've redrawn my drawing. I did mine in ink. I know you guys are doing yours in pencil, but I wanted you to be able to see, I wanted it to be more clear in the video. All right, so I put a fresh piece of grid paper underneath. I've lined it up, I've taped it down with my draft dots, and I've redrawn all of step 4.1. All right, so we're gonna start with 4.2. The purpose of this exercise is to familiarize you with the orthographic projection known as the reflected ceiling plan. Okay, so tonight we are working on a reflected ceiling plan. First, we're gonna draw a 1/4 inch scale, which is what I've got on my graph paper. Reflected ceiling plan with the following requirements. A, provide a gypsum wallboard ceiling on the east half of the plan. B, provide a 2x2 suspended acoustical ceiling on the west half of the plan. C, make sure to show the separation of the two ceilings with the soffit created by the extension of the full height parallel wall. Okay, so remember up was north here, and then we're spelling we, so we're west over here and east over here. So on my east half I have drywall, on my west half I have a acoustical ceiling system, so or ACT. Is the abbreviation for that, and I'll show you what that looks like diagrammatically. Make sure to show the separation. So there's this wall here, so I'll go east to this wall, and then this half will have another ceiling type. Show all door and window openings, including headers and sills. Indicate soffits and coffers. Okay, so we're gonna copy some of that information from the plan. Okay, so what you're gonna need for this, other than your instructions, are your drafting pencils, your drafting dots or tape, an eraser might come in handy, and of course some more trace paper. Okay, so I'm going to tape down a second layer. I'm going to tape this right on top of the floor plan I did last week, and I am going to make this one my RCP. Okay. All right, so in order to do all the window and door sills, you are gonna have to copy this perimeter wall. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna go through and do is copy my walls. Okay, the next step after you've copied your walls is to draw your soffits. So include door and window openings, headers, and sills. All right, so I'm gonna go around the exterior and do that first. I'm gonna switch to a lighter pen to do that. The thing that you wanna remember here is that when you're doing RCPs, you're not showing as much information as you would show on the floor plan. So where I showed the glass and everything there, I'm not going to show that on the ceiling plan. So I can just show a simple opening everywhere. Okay, so I'm still going. Actually, I messed this part up though, because this is just a 2 foot soffit at the top of the ceiling, you would be able to see this as a solid line on the RCP plan and not a dashed line. So this one, all right, so we're looking at these things. So this, I'm gonna do a lighter line, but it's a solid line here on the ceiling. The same thing is gonna go for this guy. Right, this is now gonna be solid. If you are looking up at the ceiling, you would be able to see the whole thing. Right, it's not hidden anymore, it's actually there. Okay. You never want to show door swings on a ceiling plan. You just show where the opening is. Okay. All right. So I've got my walls drawn in, my coffers drawn in. Remember, this is a solid line here. This one, I can't remember the size of this. This is a smaller one, so that could be dashed. Okay. So now I'm going to add gypsum wallboard to the east half and a 2x2 suspended acoustical grid to the west half of the plan. All right, so I've got my light pencil again. Let's see, which one is, nope, that's not the one. This guy. And I am going to, actually I'm gonna bump it up a little bit for the camera. All right, and I am going to essentially do the same thing that I did over here for the 2x2 floor, except this time I'm gonna commit to doing it the entire way. So I'm gonna start over here on my west side, and have an odd number, so I want to just do, actually, you know what, I want to work so I want to make sure that I line it up nicely with my with my little ornamented ceiling. Oh. Okay, I've completed my 2x2 grid. I am going to fill out my gypsum board ceiling. We know somewhere in here that we're going to pop up on the roof for roof access from the stair. So I blocked myself out an area that lines up with, or I'll fix that later. I wanted it to line up here. So I'll erase that line. So, all right, here we go. Ceiling on the east side. Okay, I've completed my ceiling on this side. You can can see it's all speckly. That is the hatch symbol for drywall. So now I have completed my RCP. After that, you might add some lights, mechanical equipment. So I'll do an example of that and show you what that would look like. Okay, and here's what my finished RCP plan looks like. Okay, I added some 2x2 lights in my acoustical ceiling, which are these open ones. The ones with the X's are mechanical vents. The ones with just the one slash are the returns. So I have three supply registers and 2 returns for this big area. And then over here I just did some small can lights. I don't know, I just did a zigzag pattern. It was all too regimented. And that is about it. And here I added a gypsum ceiling for this coffer, and some little rope lights, strip lights here, and then some four big pendants in the center. And that's it. I can't wait to see what you come up with.